Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to discuss the dividends for ULTY, YMAX, and YMAG. All three of them look pretty good. So let's jump into the Discord and let's review what was posted there. So all three, I want to say, exceeded what I had projected. So let me go over here to Discord, make sure I'm not in a private chat here. Okay, actually, let me pull this up in another window. Here we go. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've got we're up to 43% for YMAX, 38% if you round up for YMAG, and 98% for ULTY. So down for ULTY, but ULTY's dividend still exceeded what I projected it to be. So YMAX, we got 73 cents, which is way higher than I expected. YMAG, we got almost 64 cents, which is also way higher than I expected. And ULTY also is way higher than I expected too, $1.28 if you round up. So what concerns me about ULTY is if you take this dividend, even though this is our lowest one, if you take this dividend and multiply it by 12, it's pretty close to the actual NAV of the fund. So if this fund was to keep paying out the same dividend and it doesn't gain in price, there's like no way the fund would sustain itself because it's at $16 right now. This dividend annualized would be 15.34. So there would only be like less than 70 cents left. As far as the others for YMAG, if we take the 63 cents and annualize it, that's 764. So much more sustainable. And one thing I would say about these, like, so the YMAG and the YMAX are good, like fund to funds. So you get some diversification, but the YMAG is not invested in the actual stock. It's invested in the ETFs that are indexed for or that derive from the Magnificent Seven stocks. So um, if you all like the diversification that that brings, great. I personally am not invested in these two because I look at it like a derivative of a derivative. Um, but these are definitely more stable in terms of like their yield versus some of the other ones. Um, I would say like a FEPI, which pays a lower dividend percentage, but is actually invested in the underlying. I just feel a little bit better about, and I think the powers that be might have to reconsider Tesla as one of the Magnificent Seven funds because it's definitely seems to be holding it down. But anyway, so YMAG is a 64-cent dividend. So if we annualize that, that would be 764. And we currently are at $20.37. So we would take 764 and divide it by 2037. So that's actually a 37.5%, which they have 37.67% here. Um, so that's not too bad. I mean, that's like if the fund did nothing, the dividend would be like a third of the NAV, basically. As far as YMAX, we're at 73 cents. If we times that by 12, that's 878. So 878 divided by 2058 is 43, pretty much what it says here, 42.97%. I get a little bit lesser of a number, but I'm probably not rounding like they are. So that would only be less than half of the current NAV if the NAV didn't go up. But what we've seen with these two, at least, so with YMAG, since inception, we are up 48 cents. At its peak, we were up almost 80 cents. With, let's see, YMAX. With YMAX, we were at the peak, we were up $1.78. Now we're up just 68 cents, but we are in the positive. So we're seeing a stable NAV with pretty consistent and income. A lot of you will definitely like that for sure. But as far as the updates for these three, that is the update. As a reminder, the expense ratio is about 1.28% with the extra management fee. As far as ULTY, once again, ULTY did surprise me. Let's look at the holdings, by the way, because I want to say they're in GameStop, which being in GameStop, that could be a big boost for the next month's dividend yield. So let's go real quick to the site over here and let's do like a holdings review for ULTY. All right, so here is going to be the Yieldmax site over here. Pull this up. ULTY is going to be over here next to crash. Maybe we need an inverse ULTY too. So this hasn't updated yet because it still has 108.5% dividend yield. I'm surprised that this is their second highest dividend, given the fund's performance. Because the fund, if we look at it, let's see, and I'm looking at my phone here, but I'll just tell you all. So we were at 1602 as of today. We've dropped 17% since inception. And we saw a big drop from April 11th to April 19th. We saw like a $3.50 drop. Okay, so now let's go here. We'll look at the top 10 holdings at least. So we've got Affirm, we've got Beyond, we've got Celsius, Canopy Growth, Clean Spark. I'm gonna have to download all the holdings. So let me pull this spreadsheet up over here. Let me do this over here. Okay, so real quick, let me just share this screen. Let me go over here. Stop the screen share. Let's see if I can pull up, or maybe I can actually just paste this into a Google Sheet. Bear with me, because this StreamYard is kind of finicky about the screens I can share if it's not in a web browser. Okay, so let me go over here. I'll add another tab to the spreadsheet, or the Google Sheet rather. Paste. Here we go. We got the pasty holdings here. Okay, now we're in business. So here is the Google Sheet. So here's what we've got. We've got Affirm, Beyond, Celsius, Canopy Growth, CLSK, Coinbase, Carvana, GigaCloud. What's this one? Gen X. Gen X. That's a call option. May 17th expiration. Gen X. Gen X Therapeutics. We've got some Lyft. We've got some Marathon. We've got some MSTR. Riley, Root. We've got Run, which we hope goes on a run. We've got some SMCI. We've got SYM. We've got Upstart. Viking Therapeutics. Oh, here's the name. Symbotic. SYM. Upstart. Viking Therapeutics. So there's not holdings in GameStop. But anyway, so that's a holdings review for ULTY. So, all right, well, that's about all I had for you all on this one. Thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And join Discord, and we will see you all in the next one. I am going to cover Roundhill dividends, but I'm going to have to space it out. So that's going to be, they were good. They exceeded my projections, but I'll be covering that one later in the day. Thank you all for tuning in. Take care. Bye.